Right, it's 9:45 a.m. in the morning. It's Sunday morning. What's the date today? The 6th of April 2025. So I parked up in the usual spot after I go to the T-junction there with the main road, and I turn around, bring the car back here, and I've just set up my time-lapse camera to point back in the direction that I just drove from. So I've come over from my friend's house in the village of Birkham, cut over past Clifton Hill, came over onto Stitchill Road, and then just followed it right around to here. And now I'm going to go up there where those people are walking and go towards the waterfall. Pheasant, make the right racket. Oh, what's these new notices here now? What's that? Beautiful. Our borders are beautiful. Keep them that way. No, bullshit. Right, so I'm going to probably be about an hour and a half filming all to do with Stitchill waterfall. The pathway going up around the back of it, over the top of it, and then come back a different way. I'll be going along the bottom path as you cross over the wooden bridge to see how muddy, and because normally it's really swamp with water and soft mud, quite deep as well, and you can't escape it because it's a very steep bank on the left hand side, and people have been putting loads of bits of wood logs in it, but you fall off them because they're round, so they've actually made it worse trying to get past, especially for people like me with no balance. Right, so I've done 90.1 miles to get to that parking spot there from South Shields. That's the way you come down from Stitchill village, and that's the way you go down in towards Kelso. Right, so you go up this bit of an embankment, and then there's usually a white information post up the top left here with the name of the estate on it. I've been here hundreds of times now, so I know every path. I know all the best paths, I know all the worst ones, I know the shortcuts, I know the way the paths can take you to avoid most of the mud bits. Right, so there's the name of the estate on this white board. Newton Don. N-A-W-T-O-N. Newton Don Estate. It's got a bloody big mansion further over. Huge. I think it was stables at one time. But it's probably owned by Freemasons. That's what I always say when you've got, I mean, with a huge mansion and acres and acres and acres of grounds, normally owned by Freemasons, passed down through the generations. There's a big bird box. Well, wherever it's been, it's snapped off. It's long, it's tall, high, isn't it? It must have been up there on the tree. It's fallen off. Right, let's get along towards the waterfall. So it's a lovely day. There's no breeze, the sun's out now, and visibility is much better because I've got full daylight now. So my videos will be quite clear. And I'm mostly recording them in 4K now. 4K, 30 frames per second, 16:9 wide. So I'm getting better colour schemes, because obviously when you're walking along everything's green, you just get overwhelmed with the green and it doesn't look very good. I mean, 1080p where I used to record is okay, but obviously 4K is better. to enhance the colour schemes as you're walking along. So I'm walking parallel to the main road, which is just over there to the right now, where the cars can come down from Stitchill village. That's Stitchill, Stitchill. So how I got here, people, is I came along the A1 past the metro centre, kept on going until I got to the left turn at Morpeth to get onto the Coldstream Road, which is the A697, and I followed the Coldstream Road right up through Wooler. Then I stopped off just before I got to the village of Millfield and turned right to go towards Kimmerston to go and see Routin Linn waterfall. Then I visited that. Then I came back to the main junction with the A697, turned right through Millfield, continued through Cornhill, and just kept on coming until I come over through Coldstream itself. Oh, here's a bloody big tree down. So I crossed over the bridge at Coldstream, bared right and then up the hill, then turned left onto the A698 to go to my friend's house at a small village called Birkham, and past a pub called the Fisherman's Arms, and then turned right. This is new because this wasn't over before. Right. Cut my leg out, that's it. It's the only way I get my leg out these days. Too old for that shit. I'd rather have a nice cup of tea and a slice of cake and salad. Right, so you just follow this winding track down the bank until it takes you to the wooden footbridge across the burn. Then you can either turn directly right and follow the river right up to the waterfall, but that's where there's a 25 foot to 30 foot patch of really bad soft mud and water that you've got to wade through. Now I'm thinking it mightn't be as bad now because we haven't had rain for days and there's many people walk over it and flatten it, so it mightn't be as bad. So I'll go along the bottom river road and see how bad it is, and if it's really bad I'll come back a different way via the mansion I've just mentioned and the estate. I'll go up and round the top of that, then back down to the bridge another way, so I'll bypass all the bad muddy water patches. And because a lot of the shrubbery is dead now, you can actually see right through the road. There was actually a little path that cut through all the shrubbery to get through a little gap in the hedge to get back on the road. There's a shortcut if you wanted to go that way, like. But obviously if you're a dog walker, you don't want to be taking your dog on the main road because they'll get killed, because they come screaming down there and there's hidden bends. So I avoid roads like the plague. If I can anyway. But you certainly can this way, just crossing over. We have parked the car and then just come onto this path here, so you're away from the main road over there to the right. I think that's the path there, going through there, because there's no privet and you just get straight onto the road. Like I say, it's mostly died off now, so you can actually see through the brush. And that's your road there. 25 yards over there, 25 feet, sorry. Right, downhill and go down to the footbridge. Bear left and go over it. Well, with 3 cars being parked where I am, there's going to be a few people that's walking along here to the waterfall. So I'll probably get to the waterfall and find people sitting around having picnics or letting the kids go in for a plodge, dogs. as well, chasing in after sticks. Right, the first time I came here to have a look at Sticchill waterfall, I came down from the main road, which is up there. There's a metal gate which is open, and you come through it, but you have to make your way down through all these trees, crisscrossing, stepping over dead branches and stuff like that. So it's quite difficult going. But I mean, it's doable, but quite difficult, awkward. And as you can see, there's a pathway through the trees there now, look. So you can just step over that wire fence. You go along, you go right, and then up through the trees to the top of the bank where the metal gate is on the main road. And that's the way I first came. When I first came here, I didn't know about this path until I had gone exploring it. When I came back again, I thought, right, I'm going to follow this path up and then see where it takes us out. And obviously when I got right to the far side and it took us back onto the main road at the crossroads, I thought, oh great, it's much easier to get down here. So I've used that way all the time now, instead of cutting through all those trees up there, which as you can see is awkward because you've got all these little branches sticking off the trees. They hit your face and scratch your face and everything. Right, so down this bit of a steep bank, going down towards the bridge. And there's your wooden footbridge just down there at the left. Right, when it's wet and slippy, you've got to get a hold of little trees to help pull you up because it's dead slippy. But it'll be all okay today with it being dry. Right, so I've been using my camera, the Nikon B700 bridge camera, for about 4 or 5 years now, and it's done us justice. I've got some beautiful photographs with it. I've done some nice videos with it, but it looks like it's on its last legs because it did exactly the same as last time. It said batteries thingy already, and it's only seen a full, when you put a full battery in, when you turn it on, it shows you the bar, and it looks like it's only half full, even though the batteries are charged up fully. So it's on its last leg, so it's got to go, and I'll have to get a new camera. And I fancy a Canon SX70 because they've got 65 times zoom. It's 20.3 megapixel photographs, and it records in 4K as well. So that suits its purpose for what I need and what I use it for. Like doing my introductory videos when I come out and jump in the corner and see where I'm going. Looks like there's two. I've just noticed that's the first time I've noticed them. There's 2 ramparts, one either side of the burn there, and that must have been an old bridge across instead of before this footbridge. There, look, you've got 2 rampart on either side of the river, and it looks like it's been an old bridgeway to get across for farmers in the olden days. Now, like I say, when you get across the bridge, you can turn right and go straight along and follow the pathway right along the river to take you to the waterfall. So you kind of get lost. Or you can go up where I know you can go up through towards the mansion and go up and over the top, so you don't go past all the muddy bits. But I'm going to be coming back that way to come back to the bridge. I've passed all these very unusual looking trees. I say unusual because you've got several branches grown off from the main stem about 8 feet up and 10 feet up, and then going straight up like pokers. Very unusual, these trees. They're just in this area here. Right, so along this track now and following the burn right up. So this will be the same again. This is not going to be running fast today because we haven't had rain for a few days. So it's about a quarter of a mile in when you come across that really bad patch of mud and water on the track higher up. Right, so when I parked up, I switched off my GoPro 8 in time-lapse mode, switched it off altogether, and then so it was charging when I was driving along. And then when I got where I parked, I've set it up again and set my time-lapse away. So I'll have one at Routin Linn at the crossroads where I parked, and I'll have a short one here as well, because it's now recording a time-lapse from the length of time I'm away from the car. But it's a beautiful walk through these big trees. It's dead quiet, you hear the birds tweeting away. And then you've got the odd sound of trickling water going over rocks as you go further along. Right, I'm just keeping hold of my camera in the centre of my chest and pointing slightly upwards so you can actually see what I'm seeing looking straight ahead, and so you can see what I've got to the left and to the right, up and down. Right, so we're going around the left hand bend now. Looks like there's a stream runs down there when it's been pissing during the rain. You can see where they've cut through the ground over years, running down towards these trees growing out the side of the river. So I mean, I could bring Bear here and let him off the leader as well, because there's no sheep, no cattle, no horses, just people now and again. Like families bringing their kids down so they can go for a swim at the splash pool at the bottom of the waterfall. Many times I've come here and the kids have stripped off and they've gone in for a swim, or even the parents have stripped off and just gone in for a dip up to their necks, just messing around in the water, because it's quite deep. It's deep enough to swim in. Right, so you go along here